Josh Norman signing with the Washington Redskins. It's a 5-year deal worth $70 million. And according to Ian Rappaport, it includes $50 million worth of guaranteed money.
Lions and tigers and bears.
Welcome everyone to another episode of Reese's Roundup. I am your host, the Lightning Kid himself, and today I first want to apologize about last week because my computer caught a virus. I was watching way too much football highlights, and I guess it caught a virus. So yeah, that's definitely what happened. So today we're gonna be talking about Josh Norman going to the Washington Redskins. Yeah, that doesn't make sense, guys. Josh Norman, first of all, let me tell you about Josh Norman. Okay, he's one of those overhyped players that got recognition. He basically, okay, he's what I'd like to say is a Richard Sherman type. Now, what I say by that is that Josh Norman was basically he was basically turned into this all-star player because of, you know, him hyping himself up and exposing himself to the media and talking out and all this and all that. Similar to what Richard Sherman did about Michael Crabtree back in the playoffs. So with that being said, I don't think Josh Norman did it the same way, but you know, with the Panthers going undefeated for the longest, and you know, them being known for their defense, they were able to you know, point out that, oh, Josh Norman is having a great season. But at the same time, you know, everybody wants to put him as a top 5 cornerback. Now, I'll admit, last season he definitely was in the top 5. He did a great job shutting down some star receivers. But to say that he's worth 72, 75, a lot of money. That's a lot of money, guys. $1 million and 51 guaranteed. Now let me just say that for, I think it's like 4 years, 5 years, 7 years, something small. But the guy is going, okay, first of all, he decided he wanted to leave the Carolina Panthers, a team that I'm not too fond of, being a Cardinals fan, but he decided to leave one of the best teams in the NFL at the time to go to a below average Redskins team whose division is the absolute worst in the NFL, and on top of that, he's now got to play against 2 of the top 10 greatest receivers in the NFL currently, Dez Bryant and Odell Beckham Jr. Now, I'm not a fan of Odell. I kind of think he's overrated, but you know, he did expose Norman last season in their UFC game. So he's also got to play them twice. Let's not forget that. So he's got a matchup against he's got a matchup against Odell Beckham and Dez Bryant twice a season. With that being said, guys, I don't think that, first of all, the Redskins are idiots for signing him for that much money based off of what he did last season. Because if you guys think about it, he has not done a damn thing since he's been drafted. Since he was drafted in 2012, let me point that out. And in 2012, he did not make any moves until like 2014 last season. In 2013, he was benched. In 2012, he barely did anything. He only had like 1 interception. So 2015 was definitely his breakout year, and I think that he peaked. Honestly, I don't think that I think he's done, because he had a great Carolina Panthers defense to help him out, just like the Seahawks did when Byron Maxwell was on. Let's take Byron Maxwell, for example. Now, he's no Josh Norman, but he's a system player just like Josh Norman is. So when Byron Maxwell was on the Seahawks, everybody was categorizing him as, you know, Legion of Boom, and he's one of the great cornerbacks because, you know, he's got help with Earl Thomas and Cam Chancellor and Richard Sherman, so their team is that defense is unstoppable with him there. Then he goes to the Eagles and gets totally exposed. You know, he's getting blown. Blowing coverage. He can't make tackles. He's not that good. So I honestly believe that Josh Norman is going to get exposed, especially playing against Des Bryant and Odell Beckham twice a season. That's definitely not. That's most definitely going to be his exposure moment. So I don't see Norman. If he balls out, he balls out. You know, I'll take everything I said back. But for now, I just definitely don't see why he's getting paid so much money. One, why is he getting paid so much money? Two, why did he leave the Panthers? That's still what I'm scratching my head over, because he left the Panthers, a 15-1 team. Yeah, they got exposed in the Super Bowl, but I mean, hey, he made the Super Bowl. Who's to say that the Redskins at all are going to go to the Super Bowl? You know, they do need, what they were lacking was defense, but Norman isn't going to be that one defender that brings them to the championship, especially in a terrible division like that where anybody can win, and who knows what Kirk Cousins is going to do in the long run. So I don't know about Norman, man. I don't see why or how or what made him think that, you know, oh, let me just go after the money instead of going after the ring. You know, I think the ring is worth way more than the money. That's in my opinion. I definitely take the ring over the millions of dollars, especially if I know my team can go places. But you know, that's what football is nowadays. They don't care about loyalty. They just care about who's giving them more, who's offering them more. But you know, best of luck to Norman. I hope he does horrendous. I hope he gets exposed. I really do hope that, as much as I don't like Odell, I hope that Odell beats him in their UFC rematch. No, I'm just kidding. No, but I guess that's gonna do it for today's episode, guys. Let me know what you thought when you saw Josh Norman going to the Washington Redskins of all teams. That was definitely a huge head scratcher for me. And you know, let me know what you guys want to see next week. The NFL draft is coming up, so let me know who you guys think that you want. Who do you guys want to see your team draft? I'll probably talk about that if the NBA playoffs first round isn't over yet, because you know it definitely is for the greatest. I'm not gonna get on that. I'm gonna go take an Advil. All right, guys. I'll see you next week. Peace.